Let's use operators in a Java program.
Hello you techies, welcome to TechCorner-JavaConCafe. I'm Dhruti and today we are going to talk about how to use operators in Java. So let's start. Right, so operators. Operators, my friends, are used to do some kind of operation on your data. Obviously, when you're giving data to a program, you expect something to be done on that data, some sort of manipulation. So that part will be handled by operators. So let's just say that operators can be used for the most basic thing, for assigning values to variables. Okay, then they can be used for comparing the values, they can be used for addition, subtraction, and several other different operations on the data to modify or to manipulate the data. So now we are going to see one by one all these operators. Okay, so you can better understand what exactly can we do with these operators in Java. So let's start. Right, so let's begin with the most basic operator, and that is the assignment operator, which is depicted as the equal to sign. Now this operator is basically used for assigning values to variables. Now that can be done during declaration and assignment. Okay, so for example, when you're initializing the variables, okay, during declaration or after declaration, you can assign values by using the equal to or the assignment operator. Also, you can use this operator to assign the result of some operation, some calculation to a variable. So on screen you can see that we have assigned the value 20 to A when we are initializing the variable A. Likewise, we are assigning the value of A plus B to C, which is the assignment of a calculation, or you can say a operation to the variable C. Or we can also do a combination operator like B plus equal to 5, which means B is equal to B plus 5, means it will increment the value of the B variable by 5. So this is a combination operator. You can use plus equal to, minus equal to, multiplication equal to, any of these variations along with the assignment operator, and you can increment the value of a variable by a certain specific value. So this is how assignment operator is useful to us for assigning values to variables. Simple, right? Okay, so that was the most basic operator, that's the assignment operator. Let's move on to the next set of operators, that is the arithmetic operators. The arithmetic operators are the most commonly used operators because they are used to perform arithmetic operations, which are the most common type of operations that are performed on data. That was fast. Okay, so well, they are called usually binary operators because they need at least two operands to work on, and that is two values. The values on which they work on are called operands. Okay, so we are going to see next how many arithmetic operators are supported by Java for you to better understand these operators. So on screen you can see a table that lists all the operators, arithmetic operators that are supported by Java. So you can see very well-known symbols, the plus, the minus, the multiplication, division symbols, and the last one, which you might mistake is for percentage, but it's not the percentage, but in Java it's the modulo operator. So just like plus will be used for addition, minus for subtraction, the asterisk symbol for, instead of the cross, we are using the asterisk symbol in Java for multiplication, the forward slash for division, and the modulo symbol, that is the percentage symbol for creating the modulo, which means you will get the remainder of a division. For example, if you are dividing 20 by 2, okay, then what is the remainder? So the remainder will be 0 because 20 is directly divisible by 2. Okay, so but if you are doing a normal division, that is the division operator, the 2 when it divides 20 you will get 10. So that is the difference between the division operator and the modulo operator. I hope you understood this. Okay, plus, minus, multiplication, division, and modulo. Okay, the next set of operators is the unary operators. Now these unary operators are unary because they work only on one operand. Most commonly they are used for incrementing or decrementing the value of a variable by 1. Okay, the most common of them are the plus plus and the minus minus, but there are several other unary operators with different functionalities which we are going to see. Okay, next. Okay, so on screen you can see again a table which is listing all the unary operators supported by Java. So the first two, plus and minus, don't confuse it with the plus and minus that you saw in the arithmetic operators. These are, you can say, basically symbols which will either make the value positive or negative. So if you have a plus against the value, that means it's positive. If you have a minus against the value, that means it's a negative value. For example, write C is equal to minus 20, that means 20 is a negative value. Okay, so it's not going to do any kind of addition or subtraction on those values. Next, we can see the plus plus and the minus minus operators, which I told you are used to increment or decrement the value of a variable by 1. And the last one, the exclamation symbol that you see, is actually used to create a complement, or you can say invert the value of a Boolean variable. So let's say if I write there is a variable called a answer that is set to true, and then if I write not answer, okay, it's actually called a not answer, then that means it's not true, means it is false. Okay, so it's used to invert or change or make the value a complement of the existing value. So remember, okay, plus minus, that is unary plus, unary minus, increment, decrement, and the complement exclamation mark. Okay. Okay, now one more thing that you need to know about the increment and decrement operators is that they can be prefixed or postfixed to a variable, and based on that the evaluation strategy will change and the assignment of value will also change. For example, let's say on screen you have the value of C as 20. Now if I write C++, that is I am writing a postfix expression, first C and then plus plus, and then assigning it to D. What happens in this case is that first of all it will assign the value of C to D, okay, and then increment the value of C. So in this case D will still get the value 20, whereas C will now become 21. That is postfix. But if I prefix the expression, that is if I write D is equal to plus plus C, then in that case first of all it will evaluate the value of C, that is incremented by 1, and then assign it to D. So in this case both D and C will be 21. So you need to be careful when you use this increment and decrement operators in prefix and postfix when you are using them as part of an expression and you're going to assign the value of these variables to some other variables. So this is about prefix and postfix expressions of unary operators. Okay guys, so let's take a small example on using these operators that we have already done. So on screen you can see that we have created a class called operators. Okay, we are using the same application that we have done previously. For previous videos, please check the link given in the description box. Okay, so we have declared some 3 variables, A, B and C, all are integers. Now you know what is integer. Okay, it means they are numbers. We are going to initialize A with 20, B with 20, and we are going to use C as the variable in which the values will be stored after some operation is performed on A and B. Okay, so A equal to 20, B equal to 20 shows the use of the assignment operator over here. Okay, so we can even write a comment here. Let's say I'm writing a comment. Sorry. Okay, so I'm putting the comment using assignment operator for assigning values, or you can say initializing the values of A and B. Next, you can see the use of the addition operator for adding the value of A and B. So value of C will be 40. Here we are using the subtraction operator, minus C will be 0. The multiplication operator, so C will be 400, and then the division operator, you can see that it is showing division of 20 by 20 is 1. Okay, and then the same thing, 20 modulo 20 will show 0 because 20 is directly divisible by 20, so the remainder will be 0. Okay, so this is the use of the arithmetic operators. Next we can see the use of the unary operators. So here we are taking some variable D which we are initializing at 20, and then a variable E which will be storing the value of the increment that is done on the variable D. So first we are using the prefix expression plus plus D. Plus plus D, as you know, it will first evaluate and then assign. So first of all the value of D will be evaluated, that is 20 plus 1, 21. and then it will be assigned to E. So when you print the value of D and E, both will be 21. On the contrary, you can see the postfix expression, which the same kind of operation has done on the variables x and y. So I am storing x plus plus into y. Now in this case, first of all, the value of x will get assigned to y, and then the value of x will be incremented, which is why when you print x, it will come to 21, whereas y will still be 20. This is very important for you to understand, because otherwise it will give you wrong results if you don't use the correct prefix or postfix expression. Then next is the usage of the, how do you say, unary minus, where we are displaying the value of num by putting the minus symbol while printing it. So initially it is positive over here, okay, but then when I write minus num, it will print num is minus 20. And lastly, we have used the value of result as false in order to show the use of the logical complement operator. So now you can see that it will print result is true. So this is how you can use the various operators. Okay, let's run this program. I'm going to do right click, run file. Okay, so the result that you just saw up there is here, C40 0 400 10. Okay, so this is addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulo. Then this is increment prefix, increment postfix. Then this is the unary minus, and this is the logical complement. Okay, so this is how you can use these operators. So I hope you understood the usage of the assignment operator, the arithmetic operators, and the unary operators. Okay guys, that's all from me from TechCorner-JavaConCafe. Today let's do a quick summary for what we have done today. We've seen what are operators. They are symbols which are used to perform some sort of operation on the data that we provide to a program. We've seen three sets of operators: assignment, arithmetic operators, and unary. With assignment, we've seen that it is used to assign values to a variable, and it is symbolized by the equal to symbol. In the arithmetic operators, we have seen plus, minus, multiplication, division, and modulo. And we've seen how each of them operates on the data, where modulo being something special, that it is used to return the remainder of a division operation. And lastly, we have seen the unary operators, the unary plus, the unary minus for making a value positive or negative, the increment operators for incrementing or decrementing the value of a variable by 1, and the complement, or you can say logical complement operator, which allows you to invert the value of a Boolean variable from true to false and false to true. Plus, we have also seen the prefix and postfix notations of the unary operators, unary increment operators, wherein the meaning, or you can say the value or the evaluation strategy will change based on whether you apply it prefix or postfix to a variable when they are part of an expression. So this is all from me today. I hope you have understood. We have many more you can say operators coming up in the next vlog. But for now, this is all. I hope you understood, and if you have not understood, don't forget to write to me on itcom@gmail.com. And if you have any queries, you can post them in the comment section. And if you have any special videos that you want us to create, do let us know. We will create it as soon as possible. Okay guys, thank you for your time, and keep smiling, because smiles are contagious. Adios!